Welcome to all. I am Dr. Asha Kadam from Department of Botany, Dada Patil Mahavidyalaya, Karjat. Today we learn about the chapter number 3, that is plant cell. In the plant cell, we are learn the different cytoplasmic constituents like the cell wall, plasma membrane, lysosome, mitochondria, chloroplast, nucleus, etc. So today we learn about the cytoplasmic constituent, that is the cell wall. Here in these points we learn the morphology of cell wall, ultrastructure of cell wall, chemical composition of cell wall and functions of cell wall. So cell wall was first observed and simply named as wall by Robert Hooke in 1665. First time Robert Hooke when coined the term, that is the cell wall, in 1665, they simply defined cell wall is nothing but the wall. After that, in 1804, Carl Rudolphi and J.H.F. Link, they proved that cells have independent cell wall. Each and every cell have their independent cell wall. A cell wall is a structural layer that surrounds some types of cells which are situated outside the cell membrane. It can be tough, flexible and rigid, which provides the cell with both the structural support and they also protect the inner organelles of the cell. On the basis of chemical composition of the cell wall, there are three types of a cell wall. That is the bacterial cell wall, which are made up of mucopeptides and some muramic acid. Then second cell wall is the cell wall of fungi, which are made up of chitin material, or we call as fungal cell wall is made up of a chitin. And then third type of a cell wall is the plant cell wall, which is made up of a cellulose. So on the basis of a chemical composition, cell wall having the three types, that is the bacterial cell wall, which are made up of a mucopeptides and muramic acid. Then second is the fungal cell wall, which is made up of a chitin. Third is the plant cell wall, which is made up of a cellulosic material. So we are learn only the plant cell because we are the botany students and we only learn the plant related cell content. So today we learn the plant cell wall. The plant cell wall is remarkable structure. It provides the most significant difference between the plant cells and the eukaryotic cells. The wall is rigid up to many micrometers in thickness and it also gives plant cell very defined shape. So, plant cell wall is rigid due to their thickness and it also gives very definite shape to the plant cell. While most of the cells have outer membrane, none is comparable in the strength of the plant cell wall. The plant cell wall is the reason for the difference between the plant and the animal cell. We know that the basic difference of the plant and animal cell is present or absent of cell wall. In the plant, cell wall is present, while as in the animal cell wall is totally absent. So, because of these, plant cell evolved the rigid structure due to these toughness. There are different components of the plant cell wall. Or cell wall is structurally constructed with the different components. The plant cell wall composed of the middle lamella, primary cell wall, secondary cell wall and the tertiary cell wall. So here in diagram there is the plant cell wall structure which shows that here this one is the middle lamella, these are the primary cell wall, these are the plasma membrane, here these are the pectic compounds, cross-linking glycan, and here there are the cellulosic fiber. Means here the plant cell wall composed of middle lamella which act as a cement, then primary cell wall which is a thin in which there are different chemical components like the pectins are present, then plasma membrane, you know that plasma membrane is a semi-permeable membrane which allows the foreign material in and outside of the cell, but these are not the component of a cell wall, only plasma membrane followed by this cell wall structure. So first we learn the compound that is the middle lamella. It is present between the two adjacent cells. It is situated outside the primary cell wall and is made up of calcium and magnesium pectate. It acts as a cement which holds the adjacent cell together. It acts as a cement. जसं घर बांधताना आपण सिमेंटनी विटा एकमेकांना अटॅच करतो तसंच इथे मिडल लॅमिला जो आहे तो काय करतो, हा जो समजा या दोन सेल्स आहे आणि याच्यामधलं सिमेंटिंग करण्याचं काम कोण करत असतो, मिडल लॅमिला. सो मिडल लॅमिला ॲक्ट ॲज अ सिमेंट विच होल्ड्स द ॲडजसंट सेल्स टुगेदर. देन प्रायमरी सेल वॉल, इट इज फॉर्म आफ्टर द मिडल लॅमिला विच इज व्हेरी थिन, flexible and extensible layer. It is capable of growth of the cell and expansion of the cell. The backbone of primary cell wall is formed by the cellulosic fibril components. The matrix is composed of hemicellulose, pectin compounds, lipids and some structural proteins. So here in this diagram is the structure of primary cell wall. This one is the middle lamella which act as a cement. Then this one is the primary cell wall in which there are the hemicellulosic component, pectin component and the cellulosic microfibrils. These are the some soluble proteins and we know that these are the semi-permeable membrane that we called as the plasma membrane. So next component is the secondary cell wall. It is extremely rigid and provides the strength. While as primary cell wall is very thin and flexible, but here the secondary cell wall is a rigid and it provides the strength to the cell. It is not found in all types of cells. It consists of a three layers known as the outer, middle and the inner layer, which also denotes that S1 layer, S2 layer and the S3 layers. It is composed of cellulose, hemicellulose and lignin components. Look here, this diagram showing the structure of secondary cell wall. Here there are the three layers, that is the outer layer, middle layer and the inner layer, which denotes the S1 layer, S2 layers and the S3 layers. These are the primary cell wall and these are the act as a cement-like material that we call as the middle lamella. S stand for secondary cell wall and secondary cell wall having the three layers, that is the S1 layer, S2 layer and the S3 layer, which indicates the outer, inner and the middle layer. Then next component of the cell wall is tertiary cell wall, which is deposited in few cells. It is considered to be dry residue of the protoplast. Besides the cellulose and the hemicellulose, xylem is present here. So tertiary cell wall is nothing but the residue of protoplast. Beside the cellulosic compound and the hemicellulosic compound, also the xylem is present. So next one is the plasmodesmata. Here, this plasmodesmata is the connecting link between the protoplast of neighboring cell. Plasmodesmata is nothing but the connecting link between the protoplast of a neighboring cells. These are the protoplasmic and it having a diameter that is the 40 to 50 nanometer. So next one is the composition of cell wall. Cell wall is mainly composed of carbohydrate material. The major component of the cell wall is the cellulose, pectin, hemicellulose, proteins and the phenolics. Cellulose always provides the shape and strength to the cell wall. It composes 20 to 30% of the dry weight of the primary cell wall and it accounts as 40 to 90% dry weight of the secondary cell wall. Next one is the pectin. They are the group of the polysaccharides which are rich in glutamic acid, ribose, arabinose and galactose. Pectins are always present in high concentration of the middle lamella, means in the middle lamella the pectin is the present at a high concentration which performs the functions of a cementing to the adjacent cells together or they are always holds the adjacent cells. Next is the hemicelluloses. These are the matrix polysaccharides built up of variety of different sugars. They differ in different species and the different cell types. Next one is the xylone, which is typically make up roughly 50% of the primary cell wall and 20% of the secondary cell wall in the dicot. These hemicellulosic polysaccharides are always linked with the xylose and the arabinones. Next one is the proteins. Different varieties of proteins are present in the cell wall, most of which are linked with carbohydrate forming the glycoproteins. The cell wall glycoprotein extension contains as usual the amino acids, that is hydroxyproline, approximately 40% hydroxyproline amino acid is present, which is generally absent from the protoplast. Extensins are present in the primary cell wall of a dicots, making up 1 to 10% of cell wall. So these charts showing the difference between the primary and secondary cell wall. So primary and cell wall mainly differentiated into their occurrence, position, nature of growth, pits, additional materials, some amounts of the cellulose, their extensibility, arrangement of fibrils and the hydration. Next one is the functions of cell wall. Cell wall always determines the morphology, growth and development of plant cell. They protect the protoplasm from invasion by viral, bacterial and the fungal pathogens. They are rigid structures and thus help the plant in withstanding the gravitational force. They are involved in the transport of the materials and metabolites into the out of the cell. They withstand the turgor pressure which develops within the cells due to the high osmotic pressure. So here the diagram showing the cross sections of a plant cell which showing the cell wall, which followed by the cell membrane that we also called as the plasma membrane. Here are some vacuoles. These are the different cytoplasmic constituents like the amyloplast, centrosome, endoplasmic reticulum which are rough and smooth, ribosomes, Golgi bodies. These are the mitochondria, chloroplast. This one is the nuclear part which showing the nucleus, nucleolus, nuclear envelope, and last one, these are our cell wall which protects the inner protoplasm or inner content of the cell. So today we learn about the morphology of cell wall, chemical composition of cell wall, ultrastructure of cell wall, then functions of cell wall, and lastly we again remind the structure of the plant cell wall.